Hello everyone, it's Finnovation. As you can see, I made this awesome treasure chest, but the obvious question is,
how do you do it?
in this video we're going to show you how to do it. Now, we used a lot of materials and made it really cheap. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be doing is taking a plastic bin and spray painting it with some brown spray paint. Then we're going to cover it in some pieces of wood to make it look more realistic, but we're going to have the spray paint under that so that when you see through the little cracks, it's brown rather than this bright blue. Alright, so as you guys can see, I got this spray painted and it's already kind of starting to look like a treasure chest. And I think it looks pretty good. Now all I've got to do is put the wood on. Alright, now that the box is spray painted, I'm going to put on the wood. Before I do that, I am going to stain it, but I do want to mention that I got all this wood and these hinge looking things from the Habitat resale store. You can pick up some wood there and it's just a little bit cheaper than like Lowe's or something, and it supports your local community. So I'm going to stain the wood. I'm going to cut it to size and put it on with some screws, nuts and bolts. First we mark the board, then I just got to line it up and cut it. Alright, now I'm just going to stain my wood. As you can see, I've already started here. All I'm doing is I'm just dipping it a little cloth into the stain, making sure I don't have any drips, and just starting to rub it on. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a drill and I'm going to line up a hole and I'm just going to drill it right in. Alright, so as you can see, we've just got this done, and thanks for my dad for helping me do this a little bit, but I'm going to put these handles on it, and I was thinking about putting them here, but I was thinking this looks kind of just too much like a cabinet, so I was thinking I'd put them over on the side over here, and I think that looks a lot nicer, if you can see that. I think that'll look really good. So we just put some boards in here and I'm just going to screw this right in. And I think that's going to look great. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, so now that this box is looking good, now we do want to fill it up with some like gold and gems so that the kids, when they go in to grab their candy out of it, you know, it already has some like gold stuff like that in it. But that would be a lot of stuff to fill up. So we're going to put a piece of wood in here that kind of covers it up, so we only have to fill like, you know, maybe an inch of gold rather than like, you know, a whole box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace out the lid for this bin so that I can get a rough idea of how big of a piece of wood that I'm going to need to put in there, and then I'm just going to cut it out with a jigsaw. Alright, now that our box and our handles are on the side, what we're going to do is build a box like this, because we've got to do the top. So as you can see, we've got this here, which we're going to build out of, but before we do that, we need to attach it. So I'm going to be using some hinges and just putting them in the back of this and onto here, so our box can kind of open up like that. Alright, so as you can see, we've got hinges, and they work. Now all we've got to do is grab this piece of plywood here. As you can see, I've already marked out a curve, and that's going to be for the treasure chest because we want to have a nice curved top. So we're going to stick this piece of plywood right up like that after we cut the curve, and we're just going to put boards all the way around it, so like a board, and that will be a treasure chest. So now what I'm doing is I'm just cutting this out with a jigsaw. Alright, so as you can see, we've got both of these on there, and it's starting to look like a treasure chest. So I'll show you what I was saying. If I start adding some boards here, it's starting to look really like a treasure chest. That looks really awesome. Like, I don't know, I think that it looks so cool. I'm really excited.
Well, let's cut those boards, let's stain them, and we'll have Sid screw them right in.
Now before I put all these boards on there, I'm going to put some boards here. Now what I did to get these to be the right size is I put them right there, and I grabbed a pencil and just traced along, and then I used my jigsaw to cut that out. Alright, so as you can see, it is pretty much done. Now I did add this keyhole, which is actually just a fake compass that I got at the dollar store, but it looks pretty good. And basically I just screwed that in. Now we are going to add some straps, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. Alright, so it's a new day and our chest is almost complete. And as you can see, I've got this line that I want to have come up here, kind of like this. And this is just a bike inner tube that I'm going to use a staple gun to just put on, because I think that kind of looks like the metal bar that's a lot of times on the treasure chests. So I'm just gonna staple this right on. Again, bike inner tube. All right, so I really like this, and without the thing on the side, it just kind of looks incomplete. The front looks a little bare. So after I put that on, I think it's gonna look really good. But I think it also looks a little too like sealed shut, like there's no opening to the chest. So I'm gonna take a thicker inner tube and run it like along there, which I think will look really nice, just to make it look a little bit more like a pirate chest. And I don't know, I think it'll make it look good. So same method as before, just staple everything in. All right, with all this stuff on, I think it looks, it looks just like a pirate chest. If I was a pirate, this is what I would want to hide all my stuff in. And when I open it up, of course, I still have to do the inside. That'll be next week's video, and it'll turn into a candy slide, so some candy will pop in there. Stay tuned. But I think this is looking awesome. That sums up this video, and this looks amazing. I think this pirate theme is gonna turn out super cool.
Pirate theme? That reminds me of a joke, Finn.
Really?
Yeah. How do pirates like their steak?
I don't know, how?
Barbecued.
Aw, that was horrible. Whatever, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!